No, I don't think that's the case at all. The fundamental problem facing all job seekers today, civilian and military, is that quite simply it's a buyer's market. More than at any time since the end of the Second World War, the demand for jobs massively exceeds the supply of positions available. The additional problem faced by service leavers is that the candidates they're competing with have something of a head start. Many people leaving the armed forces have not needed to present themselves for a new job for quite a few years in the majority of cases, whereas their civilian counterparts are much more familiar with an unstable job market, with the reality of redundancy, and have already experienced the process of job hunting, maybe multiple times. Yes, I agree. The problem is, though, that the only representation made on behalf of the candidates in the primary stage of this application process is his or her CV, and that's the great weakness. Gone are the days when simply listing job description-like summaries of experience would give you the chance of getting through the door to interview. Because of the massive imbalance I mentioned earlier between supply and demand, there can often be 500 plus applications for even the most mundane of jobs. Bearing in mind that every one of those people who have applied will have supplied a CV of sorts, all of which will match what the employer is looking for, they'll have to, they've all answered the same ad. The problem for any candidate is separating their CV from the pack. True, but the CV in this day and age has to be a very powerful sales and marketing document. This compounds the problem for service leavers because sales and marketing skills are generally far removed from the day-to-day business of military life. Add to that the fact that most of us speak a language that civilians don't understand, and the ex-serviceman or servicewoman is even further disadvantaged when they leave the military to enter the civilian job market. This is why, after more than 10 years of writing CVs for the civilian market, I suddenly realised 2 or 3 years ago that those skills, i.e. copywriting and sales and marketing expertise, could and should be applied to the hundreds and thousands of soldiers, sailors and airmen, and women of course, leaving the armed forces. And in truth, I've never looked back. It's immensely satisfying being able to assist service people to get civilian employment, and better still, helping them beat Joe or Jane Civvy to the post. Correct. It doesn't matter how many courses you go on or books you read, unless you're writing CVs on a regular basis, i.e. every day like I am, it's very unlikely that you'll acquire the necessary expertise to consistently create a sufficiently powerful sales and marketing document that will get you through the door to interview. Just think about it for a second. How does anyone become good at what they do? They learn the fundamentals, receive training, acquire experience, pass exams, gain more experience, rinse and repeat, until years down the line they become experts. How many times do most people have to write a CV though? Maybe 7 or 8 times in their lives, maximum? No wonder so many people flounder around for weeks and months before the penny finally drops, spending their own money, earning nothing, and becoming increasingly frustrated and demoralised. In today's market, only a professional CV will do the trick. And in terms of the armed services, there's only one specialist company in the UK that has the expertise to do it: Armed Forces CVs.